Got Wit in the background.
This is Charlie Kao with Travel Mall TV in Singapore with Robert Rosenstein, president of Agoda, Bangkok-based headquarters. Am I correct?
Singapore and Bangkok.
Singapore and Bangkok. For our audience in Europe and the Americas who may not be as familiar with your brand, give us a little background and explanation of what Agoda is about.
Well, Agoda is part of Priceline, so part of the world's largest hotel seller online. We were started here in Asia in the middle of 2005 was when the brand was officially launched. We are now a global online seller of hotel rooms with probably the widest network of hotels in the Asia Pacific marketplace, and plenty of coverage as well outside of Asia. So we focus on our biggest strength is Asians traveling within the Asia Pacific region.
Your competitors in the Asia Pacific market would be who?
Well, obviously, Expedia is a terrific company. They have wide reach around Asia and many of the markets where we operate. And there's some other terrific players like What If in Australia, which is more of a domestic brand, but also has reach outside of Australia. C-Trip in China. Rakuten is a top player in Japan. So there's lots of great companies in this market that we compete with. And fortunately, it's a big enough market for all of us.
How much has the market grown since you entered the market?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think what we see is a general shift to online. Customers are increasingly online, transacting online, and credit card penetration is increasing. So we see this shift from the traditional offline agencies to online. So we've benefited from that, as have all the online companies. And so the growth has really been pretty strong. There's been strong organic growth in our marketplace, and that's what all the online companies have benefited from in Asia.
What would you say makes you special for your customers or prospective customers about either your product, your website?
I think what makes Agoda a site that customers like is it's an easy-to-use site that is in local language. So we operate in pretty much all the Asian languages and all the European languages. We do give a little bit back to customers in the form of a loyalty program, so customers earn points which they can use to reduce the price of future bookings. That's something that customers typically tell us that they really like. And just wide coverage. I mean, if you go to Agoda and you visit any place in Asia, go to Siem Reap or Luang Prabang or Bangkok or any kind of small destination in Indonesia, and you're just going to find a huge range of hotel products and very good prices. And that's really what it's all about.
Have you gotten into niche accommodation products? Whether it be camping or the equivalent of bed and breakfast or ecotourism?
It's a good question. Not to a full extent, but we do listen to customers because we cover our initial focus has really been covering places where nobody else covers, because Asia is growing and there's so many different countries and locations to cover. So we are in places where nobody else is. But now, as we've covered those places, we're starting to ask ourselves, what are some other types of accommodation that people are interested in, such as in Japan, onsens, ryokans, smaller bed and breakfasts. So we are moving. We are looking at where our customers want to stay, and we are expanding the offerings in that way.
Partners, distribution partners. Of course, you have your own strong direct consumer branding, but you rely very strongly on partner distribution as well. How do the two coexist?
It's interesting. So many of our partners, we typically are somewhat cautious about who we partner with. And we look for partners that bring something unique to the table that we're not doing, or some knowledge, local knowledge that we might not have. So the kind of partners that we work with, like Jetstar, they have a terrific business in packages and the ability to do promotions across the region. So we work with them. We work with companies like Hana Tour in Korea, and a number of local companies in Thailand. We have partnerships with some of the big airlines where we trade points and other things. So we look for partners that either bring customers offline that we don't reach, they bring them online. We look for customers that have a very strong domestic or local knowledge, and those are typically the kind of partners that we work with.
Robert, how long have you been in Asia? Were you sort of placed from U.S. over here by Priceline?
Actually, no, I was one of the original founders of Agoda. So I've been involved since the inception, even the pre-Agoda days with the company. There was a previous version of Agoda that dates all the way back to '99, and I moved out to Asia around 2000, end of 2003. So I've been around the region for quite some time, and this has been home.
Robert Rosenstein, president and, of course, co-founder of Agoda. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Great to see you.